Hello YouTube makeup lovers. So it is time for my September favorites, and we're almost towards the end of the year and I cannot believe it. I love that the fall is here. So it's time to change up the makeup looks. I already have the fall nails. I did them today and I was like, I need to do a fall color. So I'm very excited that the fall is here. I love it because where I live in Miami, the weather starts getting a little bit more bearable. It doesn't get really cool yet. I mean, it pretty much never gets cool here where I live, but it definitely isn't as hot as it is in the months of July and August. So I'm very excited for October. I'm gonna be going on a vacation at the end of the month, which I am very excited about. So I'm pretty happy that the month of September already went by, because it just means I'm a little bit closer to my week-long vacay. But I am here for the September favorites. The very first product I want to share with you guys is definitely my favorite product from my September favorites. I have been in love with this product this entire month, and I have been using it every single day. I even bought two because I have one on my vanity and I have one in my purse. And that is the Too Faced Chocolate Powder Foundation, and I have really been loving this. I ended up buying two. I first bought the light medium color and then I bought the light color. And even though they look pretty different right there, they both look really good on my skin. When I first bought this one, I thought, well, maybe I can go a little bit lighter. And then when I got this one, it worked well on my skin, but then I didn't really want to return this one or anything. I just decided to put this one in my purse, and then this one I have on my vanity. So pretty much when I don't have the time to even bother with that much makeup, the light medium works really well and it doesn't make me look so pale. And whereas the light color, I like to use it when I'm going on my full-fledged makeup that I'm gonna add bronzer, maybe contour, blush, highlight, and I do a little bit of everything. So that is what I justified for myself to keep both of the powders, but I really have been loving them. For the daytime, what I have been doing is, for work, I either, if I have the time, I'll be using my IT Cosmetics CC cream, and then over that I will apply my cocoa powder foundation. It gives great coverage. Of course, the powder foundation is not the same as a regular foundation. It doesn't cover as much, but it does leave a really nice finish. I have used it on its own and it works well, and I have used it over a regular foundation, and then that gives really, really good coverage. But it's not something that I would say is gonna substitute your foundation, but it is a great setting powder, and it also works well on its own, and it covers more than a regular powder would cover, which is what I wanted for those days that I'm in a complete rush and I am like doing my makeup in the parking garage at work, because I have to just be quick, and those are the times that I just put this on directly onto my face and it gives you a really, really nice coverage. When I use the cocoa powder foundation, of course, I always do my concealer first and then I go in with my cocoa powder foundation. If I'm using regular foundation, like a liquid foundation like this, I will do my foundation first and then I'll do my concealer after. But so far, loving the Too Faced powder foundation. It smells just like the chocolate bar palette, and it also smells like the chocolate bronzer. So now there is a powder to go with it, and I love it. It's exactly what I wanted. I wanted a pressed powder foundation because I do have the Bare Mineral ones, but I feel that those can get a little sloppy, and I definitely wanted a product that had more coverage than my regular powder for the days that I just want to avoid foundation or CC cream completely. I just go in with this and the skin still looks flawless. Okay, so now that I'm done talking about the Too Faced Cocoa Powder Foundation, my next favorite product of the month is a new deodorant. I have really been loving the Secret Outlast. This is an invisible solid. I kind of already got sick of my clinical deodorant from Secret as well. I just was using that one already for a really long time. It was really annoying sometimes to get out. Just to kind of like twist this thing was kind of annoying. So I tried this one out and I really, really love it. And it is an invisible solid, but it's still, I've always liked the actual deodorants that were more the white ones. I felt like those kept me nice and dry the entire day. whereas those clear ones, those jelly ones, I've never really liked because they feel like they're still wet under your arms, and I just didn't like those clear gels. And then this one, you kind of get the best of both worlds. It's clear, but at the same time, it's still a solid. So it does go on clear, but it's a solid, and it doesn't leave you feeling wet like the gel does, but it also doesn't stain your clothes like the regular solid does, if you know what I mean. So I'm really liking this one. This is a sport scent, and I just bought another one the other day so I can try another scent, but this is the one that I have been using. Another product I have been loving this past month is the MAC Prep and Prime highlighters. There are two in particular that I have been loving. One is the Bright Forecast and the other one is the Radiant Rose. They are clicky pens like this, and then the product just seeps out through right there, and they're just really, really great highlighters. I've been using the Bright Forecast as part of my concealer routine, as well as the Radiant Rose. I actually have another one, which is the Light Boost, which I haven't used that one as much, but I'll show you swatches for all three. Here, the pink one is the Radiant Rose. This one here is Bright Forecast, and the more yellowy one is Light Boost. So how I've been using them is like this. I've been using them as part of my concealer routine, at least the Bright Forecast and the Radiant Rose. What I do is that after I apply my eye cream, instead of using my Eve Pro Salmon Concealer, which I still love and I like it better than this, but this has been working quite well, I put the Bright Forecast on first as my little salmon concealer, and then over that I apply my regular flesh tone concealer, and once I have it all nicely blended, I put a little bit of the Radiant Rose on top, and that adds a nice little highlight to it. The Light Boost, I really haven't used that much yet, but that one I think I would like for face highlighting. So I think I would use the Light Boost to kind of highlight down the center of my nose, the top of my forehead, well, right here, and then maybe a little bit in the chin, and in the little triangle in between the little lips. In between the lips. So this one I haven't really used that much, but the two that have been my favorites are definitely the Radiant Rose and the Bright Forecast, and that's what I've been using them for. They're a great part of my concealer routine. I do love to try new products. I have heard wonderful things about these, and I just really had to try them. I have a blush for the month of September that I have been loving, and it is a Dream Bouncy blush. It's a peachy color. This is in the shade Rose Petal, and it looks like this. Let me show you a nice little swatch. I love these blushes because they have a very soft color to them, but then they just look so natural, and it does have a little bit of, I guess, a little highlight, and they last all day because of this funky consistency that they have. It's like not a cream, but it's not a powder, and really hard to describe. I think it looks like Play-Doh, but the color payoff is really beautiful. They don't swatch great, but when you use them with your brush, they look really nice on your cheeks, and they make you just look nice and healthy, and they're very natural. So I've really been loving this Rose Petal color. This is number 15. I have two lipsticks favorites of the month, and they're both from MAC. I kind of went back in time and started using these colors all over again. These have been some of my favorite MAC colors ever, and I have been using them alone. I have been mixing them up. I just have been using these colors all month long. They're beautiful colors, and I mean, they're MAC favorites of all time, but just this past month I have been loving them, and they are Snob, which looks like this, and here is the swatch for Snob. And the other one is Cream Cup, and that is another one of my all-time favorite MAC colors, and there is the swatch right here for Cream Cup. So these are two beautiful MAC colors. These are the colors that I know I will always buy from MAC. They are just gorgeous lipsticks. I use them each separately, and actually today I have them mixed together. I use Snob first, and then I put some Cream Cup over it, and I have really been loving it. I have a favorite brush of the month. This is a brush from Sigma, and this is a small tapered blending brush. This is the E45 brush. I have been loving this brush so much that I even bought another one from Sigma, and I got it in the gold, which is this one right here. I bought a few brushes in the gold. I didn't have any of these gold colored brushes, but I just wanted to get another one of these. It's so great to put in the crease if you want it a little bit more defined, just because it's so nice and pointed, and it's a great brush just to put something to the outer corner like this. It's so defined, the color goes just where you want it. And I have some palettes that are favorites of mine. I have been using my Tarte Amazonian Clay palette a ton this month. I even have a fall look with this palette, which I will link to down below in case you haven't seen it. But it is a great palette. It has beautiful neutral colors, great color payoff. I just have been really loving it. This is the first Tarte palette that I actually own. I have tried another Tarte palette in the past and I hated it, but this one I really love. They have just really great neutral colors. And last but not least, another favorite of mine is my Naked Basics #2 palette. I just have really been loving this palette. I know it's not like the Naked 1, 2, or 3, but it's a really great palette for every day. You have everything in this little thing. It's great for travel. I went on a trip and I took it with me. I love it. Their colors are more taupe than the original Naked Basics palette. They're more cool toned and they're just really great colors, very natural. I just take one other eyeshadow for the lid and I'm good to go. So really been loving the Naked Basics #2 palette. I also did a video on this where I showed the comparisons between this one and the original, and I do show you swatches, so I'll go ahead and link that down below as well. But it is a really great palette to have. So that is pretty much it. These were my favorite products from the month of September. I really hope that you guys had a lot of fun watching this video and that you try some of my favorite products out. And as always, I want to say thank you so much for watching Be Lounge Makeup. Bye!